guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is MeZeeBoi, and in today's video we're back with the game Kyle is Famous. For you guys who don't know what this game is about, it is basically a game where we have to choose an option in which it will affect the ending. So there are 21 endings in total, as you can see here. And in the previous video we managed to unlock 2 endings where we ended up being naked to the interview, and the second one is died where we were slapped to death by several people. Do watch the video if you haven't watched it yet. And so the goal in this video is to reach the other endings, maybe 3 or 4 more. So let's get into the game. So apparently Kyle is a famous person who hosts a popular talk show, Stay Up Late with Kyle, and this show is pretty popular. It seems it get the attention of people and the mass media. Basically people are talking about the show all the time. See, most of the talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. The best of clips are being made. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. And somehow he's got an interview tonight that the show will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. We begin by him waking up in the morning, and we have 30 hours to prepare for the interview. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. So we did this and we did that, and oh, we have a new option, which is browse the social media. You know what, let's take this one for now. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked number 1 and number 2 show on the television. Wow. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. What? Another grand larceny and crime spree strike. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very long vacation after the interview tonight. Who is the bug vigilante? Recently spotted Boozui. Kyle fails to show up to several charity events. Bug Vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries. Donation flourish. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats. Phone model recall. Techno gym stores blame overuse by customers. Kyle's phone exploded in his hands from overheat. Okay. What? So we basically spent 12 hours looking at the social media and we've got 18 hours left. In the previous video I chose this one. You know what? I'm just gonna go with skunk panties, whatever it is. Kyle Tuesday pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. Ew, that's gross. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. What? With freaking glue? Are you kidding me? Back to the room. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. I'm just gonna go exit bedroom to the hallway. Kyle walked in the small hallway, blah blah blah. I'm gonna go straight to move to the kitchen. And Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. I'm gonna open the fridge to find something to eat, and yeah, we chose this one before. I'm not gonna choose that one again. I'm just gonna go eat crust on fridge wall. Kyle starting scraping the strays of crud and spots of the black mold of the walls of his fridge. Yeah, more. The sound. After boiling up the filth from the size of fridge, Kyle bit into the crusty, moist bowl. Several minutes of chewing later, Kyle finished chewing and swallowed the bowl whole. So we've got this icon right here. I don't know what that means, but this is like a food with an X. So does that mean we were choosing the wrong option. I don't know. ... And here goes the interview. Okay, we chose this before. I'm just gonna answer politely. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Shake hands. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after sitting, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Start broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle, and introduced Rachel. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Yeah, as expected. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Should I do this? Should I do a shaky voice? Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle mentioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. In a shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Yep, we didn't. Knowing he had the eyes of millions upon him, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. I'm gonna blame Rachel for lack of notes. Rachel, I need to be honest, you're not terribly interesting. That's rude, and I could not think of what I should ask you. Oh my god, Kyle. In fact, continued Kyle, I would far rather interview a fish than I would you. And furthermore, with caps lock, said Kyle, I'm not sure I could tell the difference between a you and a fish. Savage Kyle. Kyle leaned back in his chair and desperately hoped the blame had been shifted adequately. Rachel glowered at Kyle. Kyle glowered back. Rachel left the studio. Aww. Kyle no longer had a guest and spent the next 42 minutes staring at the camera silently. Kyle prepared by blaming others. Okay, right, so that was the other ending that we got. Basically, we blamed Rachel for us not bringing a note to the interview. Let's try the other option where we are running away, I guess. Let's begin. Okay, so we chose blame Rachel for lack of notes. So we did this, so I'm gonna choose the runaway option. Kyle ejected from his seat and ran out of the studio as quickly as possible. After it became apparent that Kyle was not coming back, the producer ended the episode and everyone went home. Okay, this is a mild ending, and there you go, we got the fourth ending, which is Kyle prepared by running away. Okay, so should we check another ending? So we're back to the question. I'm gonna skip the first ones. We're gonna exit the bed, open the closet, choose an outfit. I'm gonna go with suit of armor. Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. I am gonna go have a breakfast, I guess. Move to the kitchen. I'm gonna open the fridge again and eat condiments. Kyle started to grab condiments from the fridge, squirting them into his mouth with both hands. The rate at which ketchup, soy sauce, and other items entered Kyle's mouth soon overrode his ability to swallow. Okay, that sounds really gross. Kyle spewed the excess condiments across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls. Blech. Kyle continued until all of the condiments had been emptied. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. I'm gonna go right into the hallway and leave the apartment straight away. I'm gonna visit the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights, which looks very interesting. And as a good boy, I'm gonna steal Techno Jim. Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. But finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to pull upwards forcefully, and after several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring bewildered, and ran outside. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor door and knocked, and you know who it is. It's Gabby! "Good morning, neighbor," said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly, asked Gabby about Rachel. "Why shouldn't we?" "Gabby?" Kyle asked. "What are your true thoughts about Rachel May?" "Oh, Rachel," Gabby said. "She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more than good work than bad." Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, awkward, Kyle turned around and left. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road, blah 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 blah, and we have 0 hours. ... "Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here. We have a new option right here. Interview Techno Jim instead." Yeah, screw you, Rachel. I'm gonna interview Techno Jim." Kyle roughly shoved Rachel out of his seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead. "Hello, Techno Jim," said Kyle. "I'm going to interview you today." Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Okay. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of the frame and motioned to the crew to go live. Cameraman moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. "Hi, I'm Kyle," said Kyle, "and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest." He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. "Is he gonna catch fire because it's a cardboard and the light is too hot?" "Would you like to introduce yourself?" asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. "Hi, Kyle," he said, raising the pitch of his voice. "My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest." Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. "Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly." Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare. "Wow, Kyle," he said. "I sure wish I could look like you." With caps lock. What is this? Techno Jim burst into flame. Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon abuzz with electrical fire. What? Kyle's crew abandoned their post as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put out the fire. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat motionless, staring forward. "Yeah, knowing you're gonna be dead soon, my man." Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed. Techno Gym became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular. And yeah, there's the 5th ending. Kyle interviewed Rachel. Okay. So there you go, we've unlocked the 5th ending, Techno Gym. And we've got 5 endings: No Clothes, Techno Gym, Died, Ran Away, Blamed Rachel, out of 21 endings, which I'll be doing in another video. So I'm gonna keep playing this game until I unlock all the 21 endings, but for today I'm gonna end the video right here. And hope you guys like the video. If you do, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos. So see you boys and girls later, and have a great day. Goodbye.